All right, long walk back from the laptop. Hey guys, thanks everybody for joining me here today. Today we're going to be taking a moment, kind of like a lunch and learn, only there's no lunch and you're going to learn things you probably already knew. The topic today is actually going to be 5 accidental inventions. I got to pick that topic from a list. It's topic number 54, and that means absolutely nothing to y'all, but it means everything to me. Car 54 for the win. So, without much further ado, you'll probably notice that these are also the sort of things that you see on like a BuzzFeed list, but this is the Ian Feed list. So, number 1 accidental invention is the X-ray. A lot of people don't realize that that medical invention is an accidental invention. Mr. Wilhelm Conrad Röntgen invented it in 1895 completely by accident. He was working on an experiment with gases and cathode tubes, and he realized that some barium sheets hanging across the room started to glow. And so he sequestered himself in this room with potentially radioactive elements for an extended period of time just so he can conduct experiments. He thought it was a great idea. He brought his wife in and photographed her hand. Her hand and her wedding rings are the first X-ray ever. Now, news of this invention traveled pretty quickly by that standard. They didn't have internet or anything like that. So 3 days later, the nearest medical community heard of this invention. And in 1896, January 16th, the New York Times actually published an article on it. So it managed to travel all the way across the world in just over 2 months. Just under 2 months. So that's number 1. We started out with a big heavy hitter. Now we're going to move on to number 2. Saccharin. Who knows what saccharin is?
Sweet.
It's the pink packet that we all avoid. Like, we reach for the regular sugar, not the pink stuff. So saccharin was actually on this list because of the manner in which it got brought into existence is another funny accident that should never have happened in normal discourse. So the inventor, Mr. Konstantin Fallberg, was working for Johns Hopkins University in their labs, and he was working on the orthosulfide of benzic acid, and just left for the day, went home, made his dinner, and said, my sandwich is a little extra sweet. It wasn't that his sandwich was extra sweet, it was the residue of what he was working on his fingers. So he never washed his hands. So we actually have bad etiquette to thank for the little pink packet. Interesting, huh? Yeah. So number 3 is actually going to be the venerable microwave. Now this used to be a futuristic appliance that every home had to have, but it's now just the mundane thing that we pass by and kind of makes our TV dinners for us. So it was invented in 1946 by Dr. Percy Spencer, who was working on magnetrons. And magnetron is the coolest name for an invention ever. Magnetron. He was actually working for Raytheon, and he was leaning over an active magnetron, and he had a candy bar in his pocket, and it melted. Which is kind of crazy to think that he was leaning over something that could literally cook him, and he didn't realize it at the time. So, flash forward, Amana, which was the appliance division of the company Raytheon he was working for, produced the first microwave in 1967, and they called it the radar range. So we've done X-rays, we've done saccharin, we've done microwaves. Let's do number 4 is penicillin. Penicillin is an amazing drug that we owe completely by accident to Mr. Alexander Fleming. He's a Scottish chemist who in 1928, completely by accident at St. Mary's Hospital in London, left a petri dish open on a windowsill, and mold invaded it. So he goes back to it the next day and he realizes, oh no, I've made a mistake. But he sees that the bacterial growth has been inhibited. So he's like, maybe I'm onto something. Later study of the same petri dish showed that it wasn't actually the mold, it was juice from the mold that it was excreting. So next time that you get an infection, just realize that you're being treated with bacteria. You're being treated with mold juice. Oh, yeah. Way to make it weird. Okay, since I made it weird, I'm going to make it fun. Number 5. It's a gift since it's a lunch and learn.
Excellent.
There we go. Everybody, you don't have one? There we go. There's mine. Number 5, the Slinky.
Can you open it?
Yes, it's for you. It's thank you for coming and joining me. So, Richard James, a mechanical engineer in 1947, is working to create isolation buffers for naval equipment, i.e. springs that stop equipment from vibrating while at sea. He accidentally knocks over a coil of wire and watches it fall to the ground and then slink over. Now, he was working with a flat coil of wire, chemically wound, which is not a good name for a toy. So he went to his wife, Betty, and she said, why don't we call it the Slinky? Which was an amazing toy in 1947 simply because the Xbox had not been invented yet. Guys, I want to thank y'all for coming and listening to me speak for these few minutes. Please enjoy the Slinky. It's yours to keep and play and have fun with. And hopefully you remember this talk the next time you look at it.